Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So this is another DIY planter video. Now I have this pot. I really love the design of this pot. It looks absolutely beautiful. So I wanted to create a concrete pot and to see how things are going to turn out. So what I'm going to do is I will quickly use the mix without wasting much time. This is the same mix that I tend to use. I have already made the previous videos as well, but if you want to know, the ratio is going to be 2 parts of fine sand and 3 parts of your Portland cement, grey cement, whichever cement you can find. You can even use white cement, but I prefer the grey cement because it tends to set a little bit much faster compared to the white cement, and I've always felt that the grey cement tends to work out really well for most of these pots, and they become very strong over the period of time. The white cement, what I have noticed is they show a little bit of these tiny little cracks depending upon how well it was healed or cured, but I have never faced any issue with grey cement. So hence I prefer to use grey cement for all of my pot projects. I don't have any issues with grey cement, and then also what I have felt is that the grey cement becomes really strong over the period of time. It becomes like a proper concrete mix. So now I have added all of the mixture in this. I'll just give it a slight mix, and then we are going to be using our container in this. So we are almost done, and this is the container that I'm going to be using. This is a cup noodles plastic container. It is a very soft container. Now I have plastic on this. This plastic is going to work out really well, and it will help me unmold it much easily rather than putting in any oil on this. But in case if you want to add oil or you want to coat it with some grease, oil, vegetable oil, cooking oil, anything, you can just add it on this. But I'm just going to skip that part, and now I'm going to slowly try and push this inside. At the same time, I'm going to be tapping at the sides. Remember, if you're going to tap at the sides, all of those bubbles will be released and the pot is going to be even more smooth. So I have already pushed it right in, and I'm going to just tap at the sides so that the bubbles are all released, and so that we can have a little bit of a smoother effect on the pot. So once we are done with the tapping, now the next thing what I'm going to do is I am going to be adding a little bit of weight on this so that it can stay, because otherwise the pot is going to come up. So I will find a good size of pot and keep it on that. So I had an old pot of mine which I have kept it as the weight, and I have tried and taken out all of those bubbles. So now all we have to do is just wait. It'll take another 2 to 3 days for it to completely heal. It's kept in indirect light so that it can cure slowly. So now that's all about it. All we have to do is just wait, and when it is ready, I will unmold it. I will plant a succulent in this and show it to you guys. So guys, today is the time to unmold it. It's almost ready, as you can see. Now again comes the most difficult task, to take this out. So any which ways I had some plastic on it, so it's not going to be much of an issue. So I will try to take it out. I'm going to keep the camera aside. The edges are a little disturbed because I had to put a little bit of pressure, but then I will try and sand this up so that it can get a proper shape. Now the time is to turn it around. Give it a good tap, and there we go. Looks absolutely beautiful. This is what I wanted. So you can see it looks absolutely beautiful. I love the design of this pot. That's the reason why I wanted to make this. It has this beautiful texture on this that I wanted to create, and because of this shape we have got this on our planter, so the same shape. So now the edges are going to be little crooked, so what we are going to do is we will sand it up so that we can smoothen this. You can use any sand paper to smoothen it up, which is absolutely normal. Now if, like for me, at a regular use, I do not sand it up, but just for the video I'm going to show you, because I usually just leave them as it is. It looks much pretty, I feel, when the edges are very imperfect, or when they're not very perfect. They tend to look absolutely beautiful on our succulents. So I'm going to sand it up later on, and I'll have to make a drain hole, so I'm just going to do it right away. As I said initially, I don't prefer to sand it, but in case if you want to sand it, you can just take a sandpaper and just sand it out to make the edges even. And as you can see, it's perfect. This was one of the bubble that you remember I said you should always try and release all the bubbles. So this was one bubble over here, and then there was another bubble over here. So this is what creates that uneven spot if you don't tap onto those edges. So now we are done. We are ready with our pot. So I will be going ahead and potting a succulent in this. And guys, I think I have found a perfect succulent for this pot, and this is my varieties that I have put in this. I've planted, and I think this succulent tends to complement this pot very well with that very basic grey color with a very vibrant green to reddish tips. It looks absolutely beautiful. So the succulent has been put into this pot, and I think it looks amazing. So guys, I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.